next order of business is to actually issue some commands. So we're going to select a single one of these workers. These are called SCVs, the Terran Worker Unit. As you can see, there is a green circle around the bottom of this SCV, and we can see a picture in the bottom center that shows us what we have selected. Now, for issuing commands, the bottom right of your screen is very important. This bottom right square is called the command card, and this has all the different commands that are available for whatever you have selected right now. So we can see buttons for different commands that this SCV is capable of obeying. We're going to start by selecting the move command, which is this one up here. We will left click on this button, and now if I move my mouse back to the middle of the screen, you'll notice it has changed. It is no longer the green arrow that we've been looking at for the last few videos. Now it's this yellow circle, because I've just said that I want to issue a move command, and the game is waiting for me to decide where the move command should be targeted. Where should this SCV move to? So I'm just going to pick a location over here, and I am going to left click to issue the move command. So I left click and the SCV walks over there. And let me do that again. Left click on the move button on the command card in the bottom right, so to set up that I am going to issue a move command, and then left click somewhere in the world to say move to this location. Another option we have for issuing commands is right clicking. If you have a unit selected and you right click somewhere, the game will try to guess which command you want the unit to be obeying. If I notice I have not clicked anything on the command card, but if I now right click on the ground over here, I just right clicked, the SCV heads over there. Most of the time when you have a unit selected, right clicking on empty ground is interpreted as a move command to that location. Right click is also used as shorthand, and the game guesses when you use a right click what you want it to do in several other situations, and we'll talk about some of those as we move on. But it's time to introduce a new command into this game. We need to start gathering some resources so that we can play the game. If we look through the commands that are available for this SCV, one of the commands is gather right here. So again, I am going to left click on this button, same as I left clicked on the move command button, and now again I'm selecting a location. But if I just click on some open ground, the SCV just moves there and nothing very interesting happens. But we want to gather resources, so again I'm going to left click gather, and this time I'm going to left click the gather command on these blue crystals over here. These blue crystals are called minerals. They're the main resource type in StarCraft. If I issue the gather command targeting these minerals, then the SCV is going to start gathering some minerals. So I'm going to left click once more on the minerals, and the SCV will begin mining minerals. And there he goes. I can select another SCV and do the same thing. I can left click gather, and I can left click on the minerals. I'm not going to do that because I want to demonstrate a few other things. First, in this selecting target mode that I'm in right now, which by the way you can see this text in the bottom center saying select target to tell you that you're in a mode for selecting a target, if I do not left click, but instead right click, then I will not issue a command, I will cancel the issuing of the command. So if I right click, the SCV does nothing at all. That is a very important distinction. Be aware of whether you are left-clicking or right-clicking when you are doing things in StarCraft. They almost always mean different things. But if we do not try to issue a command, remember how I said earlier that right-click is often used as a shorthand that the game will automatically interpret as other commands? If I just have an SCV selected and I right-click on these minerals, the SCV will go mine from those minerals. The fact that I was right-clicking on some minerals specifically is what caused the game to guess, oh, you probably want to mine some minerals. And we don't have to do this individual SCV by individual SCV. If you remember from the selection video, I can hold down the left mouse button, I can draw a box by moving my mouse around to select multiple workers at a time. When I have multiple workers selected, this gather command is still here. I can still order them to gather things. I can right-click them on these minerals here, and they're also going to head over and start gathering. So we've now seen how to issue some basic commands to your starting worker units. If you look in the top right of the screen, there's this blue icon and there's a number next to that blue icon. That is how many minerals we have right now. That number is going up over time because the SCVs that we've got are mining minerals and returning them to our main base building, which is called a command center. And then the minerals appear in our bank up here where we can spend them. But that's all I have to say about commands for now.